What up, though?
We are here on the live stream.
Love it. Cause I am sick and tired. We got to talk about it. We had to talk about it. We had to come Monday and talk about it because it's flu season and apparently everybody is sick. I'm not gonna say everybody. Actually, let me take that back. A lot of people are sick. Kiana, you sick?
Yes.
Not yes. Why you claim it?
Sick
Yes took me out just now.
and tired of being sick and tired. Yes.
There we go. Period. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. Because listen, we were we were just finding we found a couple of findings about how what people have been just sick and tired of hearing, sick and tired of being said to, sick and tired of being complained to about. And we just wanted to bring it to the attention that you are not alone. Probably half of these things that we are seeing online, especially as digital marketers, digital millionaire marketers, it's like we see a lot online, and a lot of people feel like, they're alone when it comes to being sick and tired of certain things. Like for me, I'm sick and tired of the excuses. I'm sick and tired of people saying they're gonna do something and don't do it. I'm sick and tired of people just lying to themselves. Like I'm really sick and tired of it. It makes me it it makes me want to vomit. Like it makes me want to vomit. Get it out of here. But I wanted to share these with y'all because I just thought they were so funny. And I know Cash got some too, but essentially I want to share my screen because there's a lot of people out here that is sick and tired of the nonsense, sick and tired of people just telling them time after time after time after time different things. And y'all let me know in the comments. Let me know when y'all can see my screen because this is important to know that you are not alone. Y'all can see my screen? Drop it in the comments. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. All right, perfect. Y'all can see my screen. Beautiful. I love it. So, why when we search what people are sick of, they were basically saying the better question is what are you sick of people T-wording to convince you is great? So we found this one. First of all, this one was wild. They were basically saying that people have been telling this girlfriend to break up with her man because they've been together for over 6 years and they're missing out on something and that she don't get why she gotta it's just drama. It's just drama. But the ones pertaining to the business, right? Because of all that we do and the people that we work with, it was just interesting to see that somebody had said they're sick and tired of people wanting to convince them that working yourself to death for retirement that essentially may or may not happen. Like, wow. Wow. They said that they'd rather live now and not chasing this hustle culture that puts you in the grave with more regrets than dollars in your pocket. And then they led on to say different comments like it's definitely a balance between working towards a fruitful future versus enjoying what life has to offer now. If you pick either extreme, then you'll have a bad time. Mm. What y'all think about this? What y'all think about working yourself to death for a retirement that may or may not happen? Honestly, that's why I became an entrepreneur because I was sick of it too. And you're not gonna tell me after I retire, I'm getting 60, 70K for the rest of my life, and then there it goes. That's it. That's it. 2,000 something dollars, 3,000 something dollars a month. I don't know. I just know that I am also sick and tired of just focusing on having the hard work be the only work. And so that's why I personally chose entrepreneurship because loving what I do doesn't even make it feel like work. And I love this comment that was like, it's definitely a balance between working towards a fruitful future and enjoying what life has to offer now. I love that because it is a balance. And even though some people would say like there's never going to be a full balance, well, you could take it one day at a time. Like every day, what are you doing? Are you working on your business? Have you spoken to somebody in your family? Have you went to the gym, take a shower? Have you put on, done your hair, right? Those are all smaller pieces of everything that you need to get done. And if you're doing that in one day, then that sure enough sounds like you're choosing to either attempt to balance it or you have a balance on that day. Now, every day is not going to be like that, but definitely, I agree. Picking an extreme, you're going to have a bad time. But some people, I don't know. What you think, Cash? I feel like some people like to work. Because for me, work don't feel like work most of the time.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I like to work as well. So I think that working on the right things is really where most people struggle because it's just really about, like you just said, the balance of it all. And a lot of times we are working on the wrong thing. So it's like we're doing too much, which leads to what I was reading about what people are sick of as well. So very interesting. It goes into exactly what you were just saying, like, working too hard or like, like does hard work actually pay off? So I can share my screen.
You got something too, Cash? What you got?
Yeah,
What you got? Because people are sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. That's why I said no more. Made a decision.
exactly. So the first thing you see is, can you see my screen? Can everybody see? Let me know in the comments. Can y'all see? So the first thing that you see here, like what you was just talking about, like, do people enjoy working? And I absolutely believe that people enjoy working. I'm one of the ones that do. But you could see here inside of the thread, it says that working hard pays off. Or, and what I think they meant to say is like, this is how most people that are more successful than me are more successful because they say that hard work pays off. So then you see like a whole thread of just a lot of different things. People talking about, working hard is a thing of the past. I worked hard for 3 years at my first job and I was a top performer. And then when I left the company, you see right here highlighted, I found a job that paid 40K more and I do about 50% of the work. But I think that this just goes into the correlation of like working your best at the what you want to focus on. So in this specific comment, it's like this person was working so hard for a job that didn't appreciate them, and they still were being um, limited on what their reviews were based off of. And then they spent their time and energy into finding a better job that paid them $40,000 more, and they were able to do 15% less of the work. So you have to spend your time fueling your energy of what you're doing towards the right thing. And I believe that obviously because I believe that prayer without works is dead. So you do have to work. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to work hard because hard is subjective. Like some people love what they do, so it doesn't feel like they're working hard. But
Mm.
some people feel like they're working hard when they're not appreciated because work ethic is just something you either have or you don't have. And if you have work ethic, you're going to do your best at anything you do. But when you feel under appreciated, like here, it's just like you're feeling like you're working hard for no reason. And I think that's where people get it like misconstrued. It's like you're working hard for something or someone that doesn't value the work that you're doing. But when you immediately came here, you found a job that paid you $40,000 more, and 15% of the work that you do less than 15%. It's not that you're not doing anything less, because obviously you're still going to go to that company and give it your all, but you found a place that met you where you are. And a lot of times we don't see that, and it becomes an issue. And then you just see so many different things like that, like um just The US does indeed pay more. I'm making 50K. I'm in a 3 year. I'm not even doing actual work. I'll be making 90K when I finish the program. So you see that there's people out here that are replying to that comment, and they're basically saying like, yeah, like I'm at a job right now, and I'm making this amount of money, and they're not really doing anything yet. So somebody said, I worked at a company for many years. The new hires make more money than me in the same position. I decided to job hunt and instantly got a substantial raise from another company that is paying market rate for the position, which is higher than the old job. Loyalty pays negative money. So you could see like a lot of people are equating this with a job in correlation to their work. So there is value out of working on the right things. We just have to find the right strategy, whether you're working for someone or working for yourself. You have to decide what is worth the work that you're doing, because there is a reward no matter what. And like you said, in this case, right, let me know what you think. YouTube Empress, like in this case, it's like you're working hard and you don't feel valued. So that's why you feel like working hard is just it's not, like you're sick of that. Like, and it doesn't pay off, and it's not what successful people do. But if you look at it, success leaves clues, and most successful people, they work at that thing that they wanted in order to become successful. So there is a level of work ethic that you do have to have when it comes to working. Let me know what you think.
Yeah, that's a fact. Listen, because when I'm doing something that I love, like I'm working hard. Like for example, if I'm going to the gym, I'm going all out. I'm focusing on my technique. I'm squeezing my back. I'm squeezing my muscles. I'm taking my pre-workout. I'm taking my protein when I get home. I'm making sure that I'm eating the right things after the workout most of the time. Let's be real. Um, but essentially, I'm gonna work hard because I love to work out. I love to remain healthy. I love to remain fit, and I love the results. If I'm working on my clients' channels, our clients' channels with their YouTube videos, I'm working hard to make sure that every second of that video pops or every minute of that video pops. Like I'm going to take my time and work hard on that. Why? Because I enjoy it. I love it. There's benefits in it, and also ultimately the impact is so much greater than what I'm currently doing. And I think that's something that people oversee. It's like the impact in whatever it is you're working hard, it needs to be greater than you. It needs to be, you need to feel that type of involvement to really actually respectfully give a fuck, right? Because if you don't, then at time at like months or years or anytime later, it's just gonna feel like you're either in a robotic mode or you're just doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And that's giving the definition of insanity, all at a salary that can barely afford to live the lifestyle that you're currently living, let alone the lifestyle you want to live. Like there's a huge difference. And I actually have another one I'm about to share with y'all. Um, and I thought this was so funny because we actually talk about this all the time. And we know somebody too who like quote unquote would, wake up early, but the success wasn't there, right? Like literally. And so I thought this was so funny because this one said, again, we're talking about what are you sick and tired of people T-wording to convince you, right? People wanting to convince you of. And it says that waking up at the crack of dawn just to get a head start on the day. I thought that was hilarious because I've actually been on both sides of the spectrum, like waking up at 5 a.m. or waking up at 2 p.m. literally. And so I have remained successful in my life and will continue to be successful. But I think the bigger picture is this is a good quote saying like stop wanting to convince me that waking up at the crack of dawn means that I'm gonna get a head start on the day. I think it's good because it's like you have to figure out what type of person you are. If you are not a morning person, waking up at the crack of dawn because somebody else told you it's a great way to get ahead of the day, is going to have you mad at the world, is going to have you mad at yourself, and is going to have you mad at the person, and is going to have you mad at whatever you're doing in that time, or tired, or just unable to be your best. And we talk about this all the time at DMU. That's why I thought it was so funny, because I'm personally the type, like, I could really make it, whatever I need to do, I will get it done. And so if there's a time and place where I need to be waking up at 5 a.m., I did it for over a year, every single day, Monday through Friday, then I'm going to do that. But I know that me being in video and production and editing, and with noise going on throughout the day, it's like the evening is more peaceful for me to get a lot of work done. And so just knowing the balance, I think, is most important. Because like the comment below, it says, I'm one of those people, but I would never T word to convince someone to T word it. And I prefer my quiet alone time at sunrise. So for me, listen, I understand both sides, because honestly, if I was back on the island, I would definitely be waking up and getting up early and just sitting outside working with the sun. You feel me? The sunrise, I can vibe with that. But where I am right now, right now it's snowing where I'm at, or not snowing, but it's cold. So even when you wake up, it's still dark. You go to sleep, it's dark. You wake up, it's dark. So at the end of the day, you just pick whenever your body decides to get up, and you make sure you stay up to get everything you need to get done for the day. And then you go to sleep. Like, that's most, I forget who said it, but damn, I forget who said it. Maybe Steve Harvey or somebody. It was just along the lines of, y'all keep telling people to wake up early, or y'all keep telling people to go to sleep early, but it's really about if you're actually accomplishing what you need to get done in the day, and then you can go to sleep. You should be exhausting everything that you need to get done before you even think about go to sleep. And that's what's going to get you better with your habits. If you see yourself going to sleep at 3 o'clock every day and waking up at 5, you're going to get drained from it. So then you're going to have to make some adjustments. And I think it's just a really good topic that leads to a whole bigger picture of, find out the type of person you are and milk it and run it, and be efficient in your actual choice.
Yeah. No, that's true. You have to be, efficient in your choices that you make, and just identifying who you are and understanding yourself first. So we also talk a lot at Digital Millionaire University, which you'll find information about everything that we do in the description as well. And also sign up to be a part of our master classes that we invite you on, where we talk about all of these different things, but most importantly, monetizing your skill set, online in this online world. You have to know who you are. Like, you have to put yourself first before you can actually identify your wants, your needs, and desires. And the more that you tune into yourself, like you just said, YouTube Empress, like, the more you become in realization, like, everything doesn't work for everyone. There is no one set path for every single person. And I think, like, what you just drove home was a great point, because a lot of times we'll look at somebody else's success, or we'll look at what somebody else is doing, and we'll attempt to replicate what someone else is doing. And then when it doesn't work, we get upset. And it's because you're really not just being authentic to yourself. Like, yourself better than anyone else. So you have to stand firm in what works for you and what doesn't, because me and you can do the same exact thing, and we could both thrive at it, and we could both go get to our destinations safely and found. And a good example of that is just like GPS. When you drive, there are so many ways that you can go. Some people can go the highway, some people could go back roads, but ultimately we end up at the same location, and we took two different directions. And that's the same thing when it comes to, oh, well, you should wake up early, or the reason why you're not successful is because you don't wake up at 5 a.m., or, all these different things. And we let that get into our mind, and it deters us from really the thing that we should be working towards, is just becoming a better person, and, identifying the things that we want, which may look different from somebody else that's successful, because you might want to be successful, and that might look different for you, like, just like wealth, just like, health. All of these things look different. For some people, they want to make $100,000 a month. For some people, they'll be happy with making $100,000 a year. And that is what makes each and every one of us unique when it comes to just self identifying and understanding that, like how you start your day is not going to be the same as someone else's. How you run your life or how you maneuver your life, it doesn't look the same. If that's the case, like we will all just be in the same, like same situation, same environment if everything worked the same for everyone, which it doesn't. And I believe that is the motto that we use a lot of times in this world, is that we want to give everybody the exact same blueprint, and if you deter from that, you are looked at as like an outcast or different, or like going against like what you should be doing. So yeah, that's a great point. I
Yeah,
love that.
yeah, me too.
Yeah, and I mean, as we wrap up, just going back to what you talked about initially with the 9 to 5, I also see inside of like what people are sick of. I see that somebody says like that I need a 9 to 5 job or else I'm not gonna make it. Uh, I think that's a big one. Just tying that back into what you spoke about earlier. And some people work a 9 to 5. Some people work a 5 to 9. Some people work a 10 to 7. Some people work a 11 to 7. Some people work a 2 to 7. Some people work 11 p.m. to 7. No matter what it is that you're doing, and I have it here. If you want me to share the comment, but just in general, you you don't need to have a 9 to 5 to make it. There are some things that you do need to have in place no matter where you work at. If you have a 9 to 5 or a 5 to 9, there's just certain things that you do need to have in place. And one of the things that you need to have in place, and here you can see that as well, and they put like the laughing emojis, is that you need to have a plan and a strategy for yourself that works for you. And this all just ties back together because it's all about understanding who you are. All these things that people are saying that they're sick of is all the things that we incorporate inside of Digital Millionaire University. So the idea of like coexisting between a 9 to 5, or if you should be an entrepreneur, if you should work for yourself, like what time you should get up. Should I get up at 5? Like all of these different things tie in. And what we've been able to realize is that there there are core there are core elements for success in something that can be replicated, but there are different steps for every single person. And what I mean by that is that we've built a framework. So if you have a framework, like let's just take a recipe because that's just easy to to correlate this to. If you have a recipe that someone has given you, you can use the ingredients in the recipe, but you might take different steps and your meal will come out differently. And as long as it's edible, because we want to make sure we can eat it, it doesn't matter the steps that you took to get there. And that is what we talk about inside of DMU, because a lot of times we see like people are recreating themselves to someone that they're not, just like with this online business, and it doesn't feel good to them. And when you're in business, whether you work a 9 to 5 or not, you want to be able to be happy. You want to be authentic in what it is that you're doing. You really want to serve and be a good steward to individuals. So when people tell you that you need a 9 to 5 a job, or you're not going to make it, it's just them not knowing the value of working for themselves. And not everybody is going to want to, be an entrepreneur or work for themselves. And I think that that's totally okay. And I believe that we've had a divide, especially in the last couple of years, about this debate between like working for yourself versus working for someone else. Like, oh, if you work for somebody, like you're such a bad person. But what I really think that the realization behind it is that don't get stuck in working for someone else, whether that's a 9 to 5 or for yourself, if you're not being true and authentic to yourself. Because either way it goes, that I believe is what correlates to people not making it. And then also being able to when have other streams of income. So if you work a 9 to 5, or if you work, in your own business, you need to be able to have multiple streams of income. I believe that one of the things, and we've had many disasters and diseases that came here that really opened my eyes and a lot of people's eyes, is that one of anything is just not enough security. Because I mean, like, look at the fires that happen, all these things, like people, like insurance companies just started dropping people and all these different things. And like so many people didn't have like certain things in place, and now you have to go back to the beginning or the basics, which can be devastating for a lot of people. So, like, prayers out to everyone that has just been in catastrophes and all those different things. But I think the importance of just the saying of I'm not gonna make it just goes into people not being educated on all the things that are in place, but most importantly, just being able to operate in your gifts and operate in your purpose, and to know that you will have multiple streams of income, and you could do that under one business model. And that's what we talk about inside of Digital Millionaire University. So no, you don't need a 9 to 5 to make it, but if you do have a 9 to 5, utilize your 9 to 5 to fuel your endeavors, the business opportunities, to help you grow, to help you develop, and all those different things. And that's what I wanted to share, because there is a lot of controversy around 9 to 5, and will you make it without one? And we've seen the success of both. There are really successful people that work, and there are really successful people that work for themselves or runs a company or as a CEO. And you can coexist in both. I think the most important message though is being able to make sure that you're healthy and you're protected, and that you have all the things that you need in place. In an event that something catastrophic happens, you're covered no matter what. And
Hmm.
that's what wealth is all about. So let me know your thoughts. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. It's literally what wealth is about, and what you're willing to commit to, because this is right there. It's just a poor mentality. It's a broke mindset. And even if they are joking, right? There's just certain things that you speak is the spell on you. So even if you're joking about saying something, let it be something positive, because if you say it or you write it down, you might, mess around and believe it, and then you stuck in that position, you stuck in that feeling, you stuck in that understanding, when you can actually be more, you can actually, and you are more than a negative or a regular statement that puts you in a place of feeling like stationary or settling. So I think it that was a good one to pull up too, because a lot of people do feel like that, and essentially a 9 to 5 job is really the same thing as if you are running your business. The only difference is you're the boss now, so you can choose to work 9 to 5, but it could be for yourself. You could also choose to be a contractor. That's um that's also choosing to be a contractor. That's a 1099. So you're more so getting contracts, as opposed to having the same routine every single day, waking up and clocking in and going to the same place. Like, there's always options. So I would just say, keep your options open, because you never know what's going to happen in the world again, and to be excited for what's to come. Just keep working on your skills, keep working on figuring out what you love, what you don't love, who you love, what you don't like. And honestly, that's going to be your telltale all, because nobody can only do one thing and that's it for them. We are so much more than just a common being. We are souls. Like, think about it as a soul, as an angel. You think they have limitations? You think angels have limitations? I don't even know, but I know they be doing what they need to do, okay? And so I just say to that comment specifically, you are more than what you think. Even when you have a an abundance mindset, we are still more than that. And that's something that I constantly pray about, feel, read, and learn to understand and learn to appreciate is that everything that is in front of us, everything that we're doing is just micro on a macro scale. So start envisioning your macro scale. Start thinking about your ideal days, your ideal jobs, your ideal business, your ideal collaborations, and think about them daily, weekly, monthly. Like, actually form that mindset of what you want. You don't have to settle. And that's in anything: business, marketing, shoot, even relationships in business. You don't have to settle. And so, I'm glad we had this talk, and you already know we're gonna be back again the Monday after next. But next Monday we have our masterclass, so make sure y'all tune in. Y'all gonna get some great gems on YouTube on AI, digital products, CRM system, generations, lead generations, all of the sort, everything a business needs. So make sure y'all tune in. That's gonna be January 20th at 8 p.m. And then we'll be back again for another live January 27th. And if y'all have any other like thoughts that y'all want us to bring up and see what other people are saying in the world, make sure y'all leave a comment on this live here and we will definitely bring that topic up. Anything you want to give to the people, Cash, before we head out?
No, make sure you're tapped in with us and tune in with us. We are here every Monday, 8 p.m., and we look forward to seeing you in the room and your business growing and thriving in 2025. We are 13 days in, and we still have a lot of work to do. So let's go.
Let's get it. We're gonna see y'all Monday.